What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the collective clips where you already know. I could just keep doing it. We get it in, or some of us do. But before we get it in, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Ding, put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content that the gun is kicking. And I highly appreciate all your support. Thank you, man. I'm very humbled by it. So you ready for a new super, brother? Right? Nope, not a super wood. Well, some woods do it, bro. Hey, I like Section 8. I like Section 8. Yeah, I like being in that section with my 8-inch and just sectioning it off, right, brother? All right. Oh, that's all you're working with? Pensa, chale. Let's talk about Super Section 8. Super Section 8 hunters, right? Guys that are homies that utilize these women that are on Section 8 for a place to lay their lumpy ass head on a lumpy ass pillow, because best believe if she's on Section 8, ain't no fucking furniture in that house, or maybe there is, since she only pays $70 for rent a month, right? There's a lot of homeboys that used to play the lottery, right? In different and various situations. I remember being in prison with a homeboy, and he wasn't, all right, look, I call him a homeboy. He was from 18th Street. He wasn't a homeboy, he was an 18th Streeter. We were out of state doing prison time. We used to converse all the time. He was a cool ass dude. And he didn't give a fuck about all that north-south shit, man. He was from 18 and 18 only. I mean, that's the way he rocked. So me and him used to have a lot of crazy conversations, and he was about as funny as I am. You think I'm funny? That Walter from 18 was different. He had 18 different stories on 18 different days, right? It was crazy. But one day I see him on a phone, and I had never seen this guy on the phone like that. And I had talked to him, so I knew kind of like his background. His family kind of disappeared on him. He had a lot of family in Mexico, so he didn't have too much support. Well, all of a sudden, about to start getting packages. He started going to canteen. He was top heavy with that shit. I said, damn, bro. He was like, hey, you want some comida? He's shooting me shit. I'm from the north. I'm like, damn, I never had something look out for me like this. This is odd, right? But it was cool at the same time. Hey, it was odd, and if I ever got money, I would make it even. I never did, so that just didn't happen. But anyways, so he was just balling out of control, new kicks, going to visits, all kinds of shit. And I was like, damn, bro, how'd you achieve this status? Like, fuck all the gang shit. I'm trying to get on your level, right? Because you got gold chains and wedding rings on and all kinds of shit. And he was like, hey, bro, I played the lottery. So what he did was, the prison we were in was out of the way, right? And it was in bumfuck Egypt. And what he would do was, he knew the area code to that area. So he would just call random numbers until he got a chick, and he was able to knock one. You know, she was top heavy, right? She was little. Hey, move over, bacon. It was time for Sizzling to take over. She was Macaframa Lama, even if he's in the slammer, right? She was overweight, brother. We just say it like that. She was gorda, right? She was a torta. And he just happened to call one day, and he made up some story like, oh, I'm trying to get a hold of the homie. Next thing you know, his voice or whatever he did intrigued her, and they started conversating or conversing. Next thing you know, she's coming to visit him. She believes that's her old man. She's sending him packages, money. He's utilizing the shit out of her, right? They're making all these plans to get married. She went and bought him an engagement ring. They're making all these plans that when he gets out, she's got a room for him with all these clothes. She's sending him flicas. I mean, she was just paying, automatic, paying like she was Wayne, right? But his whole thing was a manipulation. He had a chick. He really had a chick, that Section 8 chick. And it's crazy that guys do that. They'll have a chick that's she's a little Sheila-ish, right? She's a little, having just a taco over what she should be. But she's helping you. She's taking care of you. She's facilitating packages and all these things. And instead of focusing and honing in on that, Bob, right? Oh, you want did I hone in on something? Instead of doing that to Richie, they want to focus on the Section 8 hoe. The chick that doesn't have a pot to piss in or anything without the help of our tax-paying dollars, right? And it was crazy like that. So anyways, what ended up with that story is he ended up utilizing her until one day she farted during visiting. He told me that was his story. I'm just retelling it, right? And the stench of that fart, he could never get over. He went back to his cell, contemplated a whole bunch of shit, and decided to refuse her visits. This chick went to the warden, went to the administration, made a big old deal out of it, and they told her there was nothing they could do. You fell into that, Willie Lump Lump, and you came out smelling like the visiting hall that day because of you. And so she was pretty disgruntled, sent him a whole bunch of hate mail, which he ripped up, threw away, laughed about it, and continued to play Monopoly and the lottery game, and end up getting him a couple other chicks, but they were never paying like that one was Wayne, ever. I say that to say this. There's homies that get out and they're called Section 8 hunters. They like chicks that get AFDC, Section 8, EBT, all that, because they can utilize these women. A lot of these women that are in that position, not every woman. There's women that actually need and do the right thing with what the government assistance they get. I'll say that for a fact. I have family members that, albeit, man, I'm very questionable on the guys that they choose. They do pay their rent at least, and they do try to get a little side hustle, right? But there are a lot of these women that are in that position because they place themselves in that position. They choose to be in that position. They are utilizing government assistance. They are utilizing what they can. And a guy sees that, and the whole time he's thinking about utilizing her. See, this is a world of utilization. If you got game, if you got the spectacular vernacular, if you got the mouthpiece, man, you can make people believe everything you want them to believe. And there's a lot of homies. And when I say homies, North, South, Mexicanos, Crips, Bloods, with that prison mentality that have done time, or even that gang mentality, that their world encompasses using, and especially women, right? Because they see them as a weaker sex. They see them as something they can manipulate with their dick, and they just do it, you know. And it's, have I ever been a part of that? Yes. You know, there's been women with nice cars, and I ran them motherfuckers to the transmission fell out, right? Straight up. But I never cared for I was a torta hunter, but I never cared for the Section 8 hunters. These guys that refuse and have several kids with these women, but refuse to get off their lazy ass and work. And these women don't care. They'll choose this man over their children. They'll choose this man over anything because there's something that they're longing for, and it's a relationship. They don't care who it's with. So their pickers picked off, right? And it's all fucked up, and they choose to be with these guys. So let me tell you guys a story about the homeboy, you know, the Section 8 homie, we used to call him. This homeboy, no matter how, and he always was in violation. And these chicks, they were able to pry him away, when the cops were able to get him away from the chicks realized, well, of course, another homie swooped in like, right, quick. That's just a part of the game. But this homeboy didn't care. He would write him a letter immediately. He was a good homeboy of mine, still is. He'd write him a letter. He'd write him a Dear John letter, only it was a Dear Juana letter, right? Hey, I'm not going to be with you no more for whatever reason. Move on with your life. And she had already moved on with like 4 black guys before that letter even got there. But at the same time, she's reading it, and there's tears on her pillow, pain in her heart, and it's caused by you. But the homie didn't give a fuck because he never cared. As long as he had a house to sleep in, that he didn't have to pay rent or work, he was good. And there's a lot of these dudes out there right now, and they're going to get an eye-opening experience when 47, homes, bones them, right? And takes away their Section 8. So there's people scrambling right now, especially in the state of California and a lot of other places. They're scrambling because they don't know what they're going to do. No $50 rent. Charlie, homie, get up, get off your lazy ass, get up, get out, and get something. You know, dust your shoulders off and try again, bitch, right? You got to go work. But the homeboy was like this. And so he used to try to give the little homies game. Instead of teaching them how to fucking, how to gangbang, because that's what we were doing at the time. And he was older than us. He used to be like, hey, homie, see all these chicks right here? I'm like, yeah, they're bad. Nah, you know what's badder? You know what's Michael Jackson bad? You know what's Moonwalk Mike Jack back bad? I said, no, what is it? See, homie, you guys got the philosophy of Tito Jackson. You're just happy to be there. You're just happy to be there. You got to do it like Michael. You got to be a ghetto superstar. You got to get in their pad, make them realize you're God's gift to whatever they want you to gift them to. Let them open your present. They say, hopefully you're working with someone. I said, I am. I know you tell everyone. Make sure you're working with something. They say, and guess what, let them fucking pay everything and you live rent free. I said, but what if they have kids? The fuck you talking about? I said, mention the kid. Do I care? I'm like, well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. You open your ears, clean off your eyeballs. That's it. Because what I'm trying to tell you is there's money out there that the government is assisting, and we need to persist to assist ourselves into some of that money that the government is assisting. And the only way to do that is to put it down, Holmes Key Sweat style. Give her some of that honey love like R. Kelly. Oh, you lost me there, homie, right? And go out there and live rent-free in her mind. That's it. And that's what the homie was about. He would meet all these chicks until he met the wrong one. So there was a homegirl, right? Hey, she's a little overweight, you know what I mean? But damn, that was some of the best shit I ever had. I digress. Anyways, I'm back, right? Or am I? One never knows, does one. Damn, might have to do a video about her. But there was this chick, and she was fine as hell. Pretty face, a little thicker in the waist. but she tasted like a Twix ice cream bar. It was bomb, right? Now, the homeboy never knew her like that because she had come around like another homegirl. She was from out of town. Another homegirl introduced her. Of course, she fell into the gang lifestyle with the homie. She was from Sanjo, right? So she's kicking it. And I ain't going to lie, being the diabolical motherfucker I was with the antennas, my awareness was up. As soon as I seen her, I wanted to get in between time, and add my preservative before all the other homeboys found her, because by that time she was dicked up and I did not need that in my life. And I've always been like that. That's why none of my baby's mamas are from the city where I dwelled, because at the same time, I knew they would be with everyone. It's just, the homies got game. So anyways, I slid in. I was not the first to say, hey, homie, you weren't the first or second. You were like the sixth. Yeah, probably. Sixth or seventh. Anyways, I ended up doing my thing and I got on. I wasn't trying to be that relationship starter because I was too busy being a gang member. The homeboy, he gets out, sees her, falls in love. But love didn't live there anymore. It was a situation where she had to have Section 8, and she had all that. She had gotten Section 8. She had transferred to Section 8 from where she lived to there. She had a big old, like, 5-bedroom house. It tripped me out. Like, damn, big old nice house. Wasn't a lick of furniture in that motherfucker. You were sitting on milk crates and styrofoam cups, right? But it was a home. And a gang of fustampillas. And why? Because she had a gang of kids. Dashiki, like a motherfucker, right? And quietly as it's kept, I'll tell you the video later about me and her. And thank God. That's all I can say. But I'll say this. She had a lot of kids, and she continued to have a lot of kids. And the reason why is she was working the system. So the homeboy felt like for no other reason he should work her. He fell all in love and shit. But he fell in love with the wrong one because she was about her paper. She was about her money. She wasn't going to let this man manipulate her. She was manipulating him into doing what she wanted. And the homeboy became the hunted, not the hunter. And he got captured, right? So at first, he's bragging. We're all like, hey, look at my pad, homie. It's cool. And they always do that. All these fucking Section 8 guys that live off their old lady Section 8, they're not on the lease. They're not on none of that. They're just living off her food stamp, balling out. Hey, bro, you guys want to eat steaks, homie? You guys want a carne asada? Well, of course, bro. Meanwhile, at the end of the month, the kids are always eating Top Ramen and Kick cereal, right? But no one talks about that, right? Hey, and who am I to deny taco de carne asada? Come on, homie. I was a gang member. We like carne asada. It's just something about carne asada and norteños go together, right? So we'd all be at the pad, and I always felt a little like odd there, like, damn, man, I boned the shit out of your old lady. But at the same time, even more so than that, like, that might even be my kid. But I was just like, I don't know about being here and the way he bragged. And finally, I put him on blast. I'm a little bit older now from back in the days when he's been doing this shit forever. You know, he was a Section 8 hunter. And I was like, hey, bro, don't lie, man. Your chick's on fucking the housing authority, eh? This is Section 8. He was like, so what, homie? It's a nice pad anyways. I said, yeah, bro, but you act like you're... He said, what part of fucking we're gang members do you understand? Do you think you're supposed to work at fucking Pet Boys, homie? Nah, bro, you're supposed to utilize what you got, right? And I said, yeah, no, I do that. And you can ask her. I did that before you did. But what I'm trying to get at is, bro, don't stop boasting and bragging like this is, you got a badass pad, or you got a nice ass whip, or you got this, and that. When that's actually, I own that. I'm a taxpayer. See, I work, homie. And I own that just like I owned your old lady's nalgas for about a month, right? While you were locked up and she wasn't with you. But still, we don't want to get into technical difficulties, right? Flag on the plate. Orale. And I'm not the Kansas City Chiefs, so I'm not getting the call. This is what I could say about that. He felt hella mad. So he told his old lady, come here. And I don't know if he expected her to lie for him, but it was hella funny because the homeboy started going in like, hey, that's the Section 8 homie, right? Which we used to always call him behind his back, but now homeboys were brave because he was a big old dude that'll knock people out, right? So they're like, hey, Section 8. Hey, that's his Section 8. And then Section 8, right? What's up, homie? He's like, hey, bro, don't play with me like that. You know, all the, hey, when you clown, when you say Section 8, or hey, that's a EBT. Hey, EBT card. Hey, tawao. A tawao on stamps. I used to just call him food stamp, right? Damn near $1. Hey, damn near $1, right? He'd get all mad. And I'd be like, why are you upset, bro? I thought you're working the system. I thought you're playing this chick out, right? So he calls her over, all mad. Hey, tell her this is my house. I'm the king of this castle. She was like, no, this one actually belongs to Merced County. I'm just, renting it for $50 a month. She was putting him on blast, but we already knew, right? So they get in a big old thing, a big old tussle. True stories, right? And he ended up putting hands on her, and the homies were tripping off that because she was a good woman. Like, yeah, she had a gang of kids, and she made some wrong choices. And you can't fault a woman for that, man. You can never blame. I mean, you could blame some women in the situation, but she just made some wrong choices. She was at least trying. Her kids were always fed. They always were dressed nice. Like I said, that Kick cereal can go a long way. hate on single mothers because I know the shit they go through being a single father. I understand some of the experiences. Now I know I don't receive Section 8, but that's my bad, right? So the homeboy gets mad that night because she clowned in front of the homeboys on something that he thought was clowning her on, right? And she whipped his ass, and he whipped on her ass, right? And it went back and forth. And unfortunately, man, there was kids involved there, and they seen some of this shit, and he gets locked up. So the homeboys are feeling some type of way because now he has kind of a bad charge, man. Doing some engaging in activities in front of children, right? Not cool. And so he gets out and he's trying to explain himself. We have a junta and the homies are like, hey, that wasn't cool. And he was like, you know what it was, bro? She fired on me first. And there's a lot of homeboys that feared him. So they're giving him the benefit of the doubt. Like, he's a good homie, bro. And it's not like we didn't understand what was going on in there. And she'd be putting hands on people. Let's tell the truth. She had hands, right? She was from Songho. They got hands. And what happened was, the homeboy and her start talking and they end up getting back together, but she was done. She was done because she realized that the hardship she was going through, she finally, that time away from him being locked up, like I said, she unlatched that mentality, how he was spinning her up to stay there and all that, and how he was using her, because he was boasting and bragging on it. She felt like he was utilizing her children and her, and he didn't care. And that big old black guy changed the game too, that Diddy Cassie shit. And so she called her brothers and a gang of homies from Songho, and they came and they fucked the homeboy up pretty bad, put him in the hospital. I mean, they smashed. I remember we were getting phone calls like, hey, you guys gotta come. There's hella homeboys from Songho. They're trying to take over. Like, what? Right? And so we came through, and by that time it was too late. There was ambulances and fucking cops on the scene. And she was like, I don't know who they were. And we found out all the bullshit later, right? That they were her homeboys. And they smashed them. So being a fucking Section 8 housing hunter, can get you caught up. There's guys right now watching this video all disgruntled and mad because I'm putting them on blast. But the truth of the matter is, you're not a man at all. Any man that doesn't take care of his family, doesn't work, makes up excuses. Oh, I can't get a good job because if I do, they'll kick us off Section 8. We won't be able to afford. Get your lazy ass up. Tell your puta ass fucking chick to get her lazy ass up too and go work and take care of your kids. Be a man. There's a bunch of real men that are going out there working, homie, and can't even afford groceries right now and are very concerned. And you ask us why people voted for Trump, because they're concerned, homie, because they can't afford the gas to get to work. And they're hoping this motherfucker would change something, real life, right? But these guys, they go spend $1,000 on food stamps, balling out, steak, shrimp, all that. You ever been in the fucking grocery? I know I was. The other day, I was in the grocery and I was looking and I was making life decisions. Damn, Kick cereal or honeycombs? Damn, right? And this fucking fat chick was just throwing all kinds of boxes in there. Her kid's like, can I have tricks? Shit, add Fruit Loop, right? And they're just grabbing everything. And I see her EBT card. It's like the Golden Express EBT card. Her shit's just shining. You know what I mean? She's holding so everyone can see it. Like, yeah, I got you, right? And shit, I wanted to throw shit in her cart and knock her for the hustle, right? But then I thought back on the story and I thought about being a real man. And I said, I am one. So all these Section 8 hunters, these super Section 8 hunters that are out there, that are right now sitting on their ass watching this video, laughing, kicking it with their old lady. Ain't nothing wrong with being on Section 8 and getting some government assistance from time to time. That's what it's there for. But when you're utilizing it and violating it, and there's people out here that are working hard, man, don't try to compare yourself like that's gangster shit. That's what the homie says, oh, fool, I'm working this chick. I'm a gangster. Yeah, well, guess what, homie? There's some sound signs around the corner. You want to go shoot them up? Bang, bang. He was like, nah, homie, because see, today we have a fucking, we have a meeting at the welfare department. Oh, is that right? You know what I mean? Or does she have a meeting and you're just going to sit there in her car using her food stamps at the snack counter? Come on, bro. And there's guys right now watching it. There's a particular gentleman who knows this is kind of addressed to a man who likes to speak before spoken to, who's watching this, and he's a Section 8 guy. He's only with the chick. He can't even be on the lease. You are unleashed, homie. I'm unleashed and you're unleashed. Meaning I'm going to say what I want to say because I pay my rent, I pay my dues, I pay my shit, right? And you are too busy trying to get a side hustle. You're lucky. If the Section 8 pulls up, you're going to be outside trying to hustle. You know what I mean? So stop it. Stop trying to compare yourself to a man when you are not a man. What you are is someone who utilizes a woman and her children. Fuck the woman. Let her be. She likes to fuck. We know that. That's why she keeps having a kid after kid after kid after kid. That's what they do. As soon as the fucking, hey, you got to go to work again, tas, real quick, get me pregnant, right? I'm trying to spell Jesus Christ. And that's just what they do. But when you have a man that'll sit there and let his woman go to welfare department meetings, hey, fuck, we didn't get our stamps, bitch, call, hurry up and call, right? I'm hungry. Why don't you get off your ass and go apply a wiener schnitzel, homie? You know what I mean? Maybe there you can get a foot long. I don't know. I'm just saying. Anyways, that's the story on the Homeboy, the super hunter. He ended up disgruntled, beat up, and last I heard, he wasn't doing that shit no more. In fact, he actually changed his life and had a nice ass house. Now he could brag. Now he could brag. He's the Homeboy still. You know, we never fell out. We never fell in. But one thing I can say about this is, from what I hear, he's got a garden and shit. He's back there watering his grass. Talking about, yeah, he's all proud. And he has something to be proud for. He worked hard for it. But I'll never forget the shenanigans and how he got played out. How a woman was fed up because it was a thin line
between love and Section 8.
Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, strive for what I truly believe in. That's the betterment of all people. Except for the guy sitting on his ass on Section 8 watching this, all mad at me now, is going to make a video. Man, fuck that. We don't know what he's talking about. I can prove. Yeah, I can prove you're on Section 8.